pregnancy.
You all right, bro? You good?
I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for listening to tape number 33 of the Dad Tapes. Let's get rolling. What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight, we got our hands on another Bonesaw Brewing Company. You know what? We've probably tied. You know what? No, I guess I might be talking out of my asshole. We did not tie because you love Kid Made Brewing Company. That is, you suck on their teat so hard.
I do, but I also like Bonesaw.
They're your number two.
I found another one.
They're your number two. And you know what? You found them through this show, didn't you? Yeah. From Sampling Beer. Look at that. Anyway, tonight from Bonesaw, which is located out of Glassboro, New Jersey. Shout out to you guys because we're definitely going to reach out for a sponsorship. We'll see what we can get here, guys. We'll take anything at this point. At least we're going to get the delivery right this time because Josh always forgets to shout you guys out the right way. So let me handle this one. Tonight we're drinking the Swoosh. It's a hazy IPA. It's a 7.1 ABV. Again, I'm not too big on the hazies, but I haven't had a single Bonesaw brewing that was even subpar. Everything's been knocked out of the park for me, so I'm still I'm excited. Hazy or not, I'm still excited.
I think honestly, all the hazies I've gotten, you've liked.
Touche.
On the show.
Yeah, you have actually.
Hazies are one of my favorites.
I know they are. Let's get cracking, bro.
Oh, that's so good.
That's really good.
Oh, notes of mango, peach, apricot, and cantaloupe.
That's really good. But how's your week been, bro? So, you know what? I'm always tired of the copy and paste answers. What was the worst thing that happened to you this week?
The worst thing?
Yeah. Don't sit there all day.
Now you're really making me fucking think.
We should be thinking, bro. I want a thoughtful answer. I had
a pretty good week.
Did you hit a bird?
Honestly, no. I think. I don't know, man. I've just been sleeping like shit this week.
Yeah?
It's just, I don't know, just tired. Tired as fuck. I wake up.
You wake up tired and you go to bed tired.
Yeah. It's been, it's more than likely probably because I've just been busting my ass too much. But
well, when you don't take a lunch break, bro.
Yeah.
When you don't take a lunch break, we've talked about this before in one of our episodes, man. You got to stick it to the man. You got to take that state mandatory. It's not paid, but state mandatory lunch, my guy. Well, okay. So, what was the best thing that happened to you this week?
No, I think it was today.
Today, all right.
Yeah, when I got done work, I went over to the house, and because I've been so busy, I just haven't had the time to go deal with the head from the buck.
Deal with the dead body.
Yeah.
Call Fredo.
No, I instead of me going and paying buku amount of dollars to get them stuffed, I ended up just kind of scalping them.
So you're doing the European one?
So it's kind of like a European, but it's not the full-on head. It's just the top of the head.
That's still,
but it's still going to be pretty cool. I'm going to make my own plaque for it and everything. And
there you go.
It's going to be nice.
There you go, bro.
That way I can kind of like,
and just because I don't remember if it got mentioned, but this is the biggest buck you've got. So that's why it's important to
points. Yeah. It's the one with the most points, not the biggest one I've gotten. But I've gotten some big bodied fucking bucks.
Yeah,
but
well,
not
that's all that testosterone pumping through them.
Yeah,
mating season, bro.
But no, it wasn't bad.
That's good.
It was more of a I guess a laid back week.
Yeah.
But what about you, man? How was your week?
I don't know, man. Doing? It's just, so I don't know. This week was kind of like just like an anxious week, quite honestly. Anxious? I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the time of year. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Dex just had pink eye today, but that's, I don't know, man. It's just like restless this week. Yeah. I can't describe it. I don't know why.
Maybe it was in the air. Maybe that's
it could
part
have
of the
been.
reason why I was sleeping like shit.
It could have been, man. I wouldn't be surprised. All the chemtrails and stuff that, But I did get frustrated this week, man, because
with your Xbox, because I haven't switched over yet.
Moving forward, so Dex had his book fair this week, right?
Yeah,
we gave the kid some spending money to go to the book fair with, just hoping he would do the right thing and get some good books for himself. The kid buys 2 erasers. He buys a diary. He can't write. He's not writing yet, like writing. He can barely spell his name and write his name yet. He's in kindergarten.
Yeah,
and he buys this monster truck book, and it's like an official guidebook, but it's not a book he's going to be able to ever read for at least probably till he's in 3rd, 4th grade. And the only reason he got it is because
the pictures.
No, it had a monster truck Hot Wheel attached to it.
Of course.
So he and it's not even like the actual size freaking trucks, bro. It's this little like tiny guy, man. It's like 1.5 inches big. And it was like $20.
Oh shit.
$20. I found the paperback version on Amazon for $5.
Wait a minute, hold on. How much is this fucking book fair now?
How much is it, or who's it ran by? Because it is in Jersey. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Soprano was behind it. Good grief, bro. $20.
I remember going to fucking Scholastic book fairs when I was a kid.
Getting Captain Underpants.
Getting good ass books and spending like $10.
I know, and you get like an armful of books.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like Tony Soprano's in the, he's the one running this show now. He went from waste management to the Scholastic book fairs. but this week it was my birthday. Turned 34, the big 3-4.
Yeah,
feel absolutely no different. And the wife made banana bread, homemade banana bread, and she also made a pumpkin cake. But the banana bread, man, I'm a big fan of banana bread. You know what I did with that the next morning on my birthday morning, because she made it the day before? Had some freaking banana bread French toast, dude.
Banana bread French toast is the best.
Especially
if it's banana bread that has chocolate chips in it.
See, I'm a dark chocolate kind of guy myself. I like my chocolate dark.
Yeah.
Give me that like 90% cacao, bro. That's what I like. I'm in love with the cocoa. I'm in love with the cocoa, so I'm in love with the cocoa. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just been like, it feels like an off week, but I don't know. I mean, it's been a good, bad week. It's kind of been everything in between. It's definitely been a week like in flux. I don't know how to describe it.
You know what time it is?
Roughly 9:30. What's up?
It's time to take another sip.
You better catch up, bitch.
Catch up. This beer's already halfway gone. It's good. No, it's time for us to be aware dads, man.
That's right. It's I totally lost track of what it is we have to do. My awareness was not on point there. But apparently neither is yours, because your book isn't even ready yet. So, don't worry, bro. Don't worry. I'll take the lead on this one. You keep that little thing in your mouth and suck away. You do your thing. Good grief, bro. Is that how you slurp on that thing? God damn, you better ask your girl how to do it. So tonight we're going to be reading from our Daily Dad, January 13th. Here's how to have lasting impact. To be in your children's memories tomorrow, you have to be in their lives today. That was by Barbara Johnson. Whether you know it or not, whether you knew them or not, your grandparents have had a significant impact on your life. They did that through the values they instilled in their children, your parents. And now you're passing many of those lessons on to your own kids. That's one person having an impact on 3 generations. When you think about it like that, it's not an exaggeration to say that your grandparents quite literally changed the world. And they did it in the smallest of ways, with just a few conversations, with how they went to work every day, with the books that they read in the evening, and the manners they displayed at dinner. They did it in how they treated their neighbors and mowed their lawns and plowed their driveways. There are lots of things we can do to change the world. We should try to do all of them, but we have to know, and we can never forget how much impact we can have on the world right here at home. Through our children, their children's children, and we have profound multi-generational legacy. That's an incredible power. Don't neglect it. Let's get this show topic out of the way, bro.
Tonight we discuss Dad Bods, the phenomenon that some love and adore while some others tend to steer as far away from it as possible. A dad bod is defined by Oxford Languages as a male physique that is relatively slim but not lean or toned. What we're looking to focus on is the effects of our bodies as fathers onto our children, and what the image that we decide is good for us may be ascribed to our children's health. How far does that go? Is the dad bod a rad bod? Join us as we delve into this subject.
It's time for our data dump, bro. Straying away from all your preconceived notions of dad bod, let's first analyze some food for thought. A research review published in 2022 states epigenetic changes in their offspring have been associated with a father's diet. For those who are dumbfounded by the term epigenetics, it's the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Growing epidemiologic literature shows that fathers' weight and BMI status independently influences the birth weight, obesity, and diabetes of their offspring. For example, during Swedish famines, low and high food availability in prepubescent adolescent males led to changes in their children's and grandchildren's obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular health, especially among sons, independent of their mother's health and food exposure. These were epigenetic changes too fast for spontaneous genetic alterations. In layman terms, through a famine, the children who had to grow up through that famine, it influenced their own children when they got to adulthood, their genes.
Yeah, and honestly, like now that I'm thinking about it, for instance, look back on like the Depression. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of the missing of the wealth, the money, the food.
Yeah.
A lot of families ended up suffering and were, I guess you could say, at an unhealthy weight, and had
more so underweight.
Had their children, and their children were, had to sadly succumb to stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then as the ages got on, and they got out of the Depression, and the environment and the economy started to flourish again. That's where, if you kind of look into that, that's where like obesity comes back into play and everything. And
no, it makes sense. It really does. But for a second here, let's shift gears. Let's shift to the potential root of where the term dad bod may even originate from. Prenatal paternal weight gain, bro. It's in its name. There is an informal study that suggests fathers put on an average of 11 pounds, but up to 30 pounds during the span of pregnancy. Per child. Oof. Yeah. I know, bro. I know. Per child. Lived it. I can attest to it. In addition, a study in 2021 noted nearly 75% of prenatal fathers are overweight, including 25% obese, reflecting their self-reported low physical activity, high sedentariness, and extensive media usage. Plus, 14% of fathers revealed signs of infertility or delayed fertility. This exemplifies the need to focus on your health and longevity as a father.
Bye, Haley. I hope you find your man.
And that was our data dump. So to kind of circle back to the data dump there for a second, bro. Obviously, I have 2 kids. Obviously, I can attest that the weight gain during, those phantom pregnancy weight during that birthing, not even the birthing process, during that pregnancy.
You all right, bro? You good?
I put on some LBs, bro. And on top of that, you get relationship weight. Mm-hmm. I for yourself, I'm gonna shit on you for a second here. For yourself, man, you've been running through women, like, so you haven't had that you haven't been in the position for you to put on relationship weight, quite honestly.
Yeah.
You haven't been in that like long-term, not even long-term, but semi-long-term comfortableness of a relationship and kind of, mold together your lives.
Yeah.
So, you recently, I'm sure you haven't been seeing those pounds being shed on you. But what was it like for you, during your ex-wife's pregnancy?
Honestly, I put on some pounds, bro.
Yeah?
I did. I want to say it was at least 10 pounds.
Okay.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was a while ago, almost 6 years ago.
Damn.
Or actually, no, it was 6 years ago. If you count during the pregnancy. But you can honestly, like, you were able to tell because I had a lot of weight in my face for one.
Yeah.
Because normally, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a skinny guy.
You're
like,
Gumby, bro.
What can I do?
You're a short Gumby.
There's nothing
I used to be the actual Gumby, man.
But
think about it, bro. Like back when you were still in high school, man, we used to like exchange flannels, man. Yeah. I was like, what, 21, 22, and you were still just, what, 17?
Yeah.
18 in high school?
Something like that, yeah.
Not for nothing, man. I had an eating disorder. I had a real long stint of anorexia. It was absolutely tough. But it just goes to show that there's, on that end too. So I understand where you're coming from. Like, you think you're Gumby, you this or that, bro. Like, it can get a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm not complaining or anything, but like at the same time, my weight fluctuates no matter what anyway. Like this time of year, the winter time, like fall, segue into winter.
Yeah.
I definitely put on a little bit of weight.
Oh, yeah. Everybody packs it on, bro. Everybody packs it on, bro.
But the other thing is, too, is when when it changes back and it starts to get hot again, I drastically drop weight.
Yeah.
But the only reason I drastically drop weight is because I'm sweating so much.
Yeah.
But I've always had that fluctuation of weight between the different times of the year. But when my ex-wife was pregnant at the time, I didn't have that fluctuation of weight.
Summer came around, you're like, man, I still fit my winter jeans. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, but it was like, I didn't look bad. It more or less looked like a healthier weight.
Yeah.
For someone, I guess my stature, 5'11",
Yeah, man, you're short.
But, it wasn't something that I was upset about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't even really kind of notice it unless I really looked at myself.
I was going to say, that's the thing, man. Because, before the first pregnancy, I weighed, I don't even know, man. I was like 190, 6'4", 190, 195-ish. Since then, man, I'm like 220 now. So I've put on like a good 20, 30 pounds, and you don't realize it. Like, you can look at yourself, you look in the mirror every day, you don't see it until you see it. And then when you see it, it's like,
oh shit.
Holy, that's me? Yeah. That's me? Like, bro, with all the events that led up to the wedding, like, I even put on weight then too.
Yeah.
And I look back at the wedding, because I've lost pounds since then. I look back at the wedding pictures, which was only in February, and I'm like, that was me? Like, oh God, bro. But yeah, it's it's really it is a struggle.
Yeah.
And then it's a very, because growing up in high school, I wasn't large. I was maybe pudgy-ish, for a 13-year-old kid. You know what? No. I actually was I remember going to the nurse's office for your weigh-ins or whatever, right?
Yeah, your yearly checks.
Yeah. And I remember the nurse was like, she took down my weight at that time, man. I was like 215 and a freshman in high school, so I was a big kid. And she's like, do you do any extracurricular activities? I'm like, just not too really. She's like, you do any sports or anything? It's like, no, I wanted to play soccer. She's like, well, maybe you should really kind of look into getting into some activity that you should do.
Yeah.
Exercise, maybe something like that. It's and I never really had much self-confidence, quite honestly. And it's something it's like extrapolates over itself. And then that instant, it kind of turned and it reared its ugly head and went total reverse opposite of what anybody would want. Yeah. And that's when I developed like an eating disorder.
Yeah. Yeah, but the one thing you got to like look at too is back then. Shit, I say back then like.
Well, no, bro, that was 2004. But, so yeah, back in a 2 decades ago.
Back, in a sense, back then, there was a lot more. There wasn't as much shaming as there is now. Like, dude, it's sad to say there's a lot of fucking shaming now. Like people are fucking rude and mean, man.
They are. I'd counter that and say, I think there was more fat shaming back then, and maybe that's just biased that I've lived through, because I had a friend in high school who at the time, like, I considered him a friend. He was that type of friend who was like, if it's just you and him or just you and a couple buddies, like, you guys are really good, but when it's like a group of people, it's like you're his target, and he was bigger than me. Yeah. But he made me a target so he wouldn't become a target himself. Yeah. He was one of those people.
Yeah.
And, like I 100%, I would counter that and say, I think it's not as bad now. I think it's more acceptable. I think it probably occurs more so. I don't know. I just don't think it occurs as frequently. I think people are a little bit more accepting of, like, if I was happy being that way. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't. I hated myself. Like, I didn't like myself back then. But if I was happy being that person, I think today it would be a little bit more like, you know what? I respect you for being you and owning it.
Yeah.
The reason I would venture to say that people don't target easy targets anymore is because people are aware of the need for mental health. I mean, we've discussed it before back in our, Boardwalk Bullies episode, where bullying stems from a deeper rooted issue. And, when you just pick on a fat kid, it's easy. Yeah. He's an easy target. Like, I used to be called Gerald from that Disney show, Fat Camp or whatever it was with Ben Stiller, man. Doesn't help. I had the same type of hair parted down the middle and shit, man. And, they said it was like a term of camaraderie, they just, whatever it was, man, but it still hurts. Yeah. And I think that there just stems a lot of untreated and uninvolved issues back then.
Yeah.
There was, again, I went through high school from 2004 to 2008. You started in 2007?
No, it was 2010.
Yeah. So
no, 2009.
It was
2009, 2013.
You didn't even start high school until after I graduated, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like that's like
there's a big difference.
There is a bit of a difference, yeah. Yeah. And so just that experience, the experiences you and I had, I mean, I think that we can both agree that, even though we're both millennials, there is a difference in the awareness. Like I guess I'd venture to say I'm an older millennial.
And then there's more me, who's the
you're
newer,
the lower. Yeah, you're like the bottom end of millennial, borderline. What they call Zennials.
Zennial,
yeah, Gen Z millennials. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that it's worse now. I think that it's always been a level of what it is, but I also think that people are more willing to stick up for other people now.
Yeah.
I think more people are willing to accept other people for who they are, comfortable as they are now.
Do you think that, because I know there's a lot of people that go and they say, oh, you know, like the dad bod is the new thing. Mm-hmm. It's like the cooler thing to have, or the cooler thing to like to be with, or whatever.
Yeah, like the Leonardo DiCaprio body.
Yeah. Like, do you think that it's a bad thing to have a dad bod, or do you think that it's something to be ashamed of and work more on yourself to make yourself more presentable towards the public or your family?
So I'll be honest. I think I hate to take a very cop-out answer, because that's how this is going to come across. But there's just a lot of experiences I've had on both spectrums of, you know, being, because again, man, as I said, I had anorexia, and I still saw flaws in myself then.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody can sit here and say a dad bod is the right bod, or the dad bod is the wrong body to do. You got to be shredded, or this, or whatever. I think it's whatever you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
And I can speak from experience that I've been on both sides of that.
Yeah.
Where I've been so, you know, slender. Like, I was Slender Man, bro. I was Slender Man in a suit. I was so slender and thin, and I still saw issues and nitpicked myself to where I was like, I still need to lose some more weight. It's horrible. And then I've also been on the plus size, and it just comes down to just finding whatever you're comfortable with and just being who you are. And, you know, I'm aware that my body's changed so much since, you know, Jill and I got together. You know, we got relationship weight, you know, marriage, kid weight, marriage weight, all that.
Yeah.
And I'm getting down to a point to where I think I'm comfortable with being. But if you ask me what my level of comfort is now compared to what it would have been 5 or 6 years ago, it would have been different.
Yeah.
And that just maybe life experiences, just more accepting of myself, whatever it is. I think it just comes down to you have to get your mind right before you get your body right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, and like the one thing I kind of want to throw in there too is like, I know that everybody sits here and says, you know, the dad bod is, you know, the cool fucking thing, or blah, 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 whatever. It's like you had said about being comfortable. Mm-hmm. You're comfortable with yourself, but the image that is the main concern is what your kids see. Like
that too.
What your kids see in you, not you having a dad bod, but your comfortability, your happiness, you know, your the importance to their relationship with you. It all ties in, like it all plays together. Yeah. And I think it's just something that a lot of people don't like really kind of connect two and two together. That you may have this weight gain or whatever, but at the same time, you're a dad. You have kids. Yeah. You have a good, healthy relationship with your family.
Yeah.
It's not about having that fucking tight cut, perfect image.
Yeah. You don't need the 6-pack or the 8-pack. You don't need built pecs or biceps like boulders, bro.
Yeah, and you see,
you don't need it. But if that's what you want, I also believe then if that's truly what you think will make you happy,
get it.
Then push for that, because just in that same note that you're saying that your kids are going to see this, your kids are also going to see that. They're going to see that drive. They're going to see, you know, it's whatever you're most comfortable with, or whatever you think you're most comfortable with.
Yeah.
And you won't, I mean, if you've never been there, you won't know if you're comfortable with it or not until you get there.
Yeah. And see, that's like with me, that's part of my problem, like now, because like I know, like I had said earlier,
beer.
Like I had said earlier, I've always been the fucking, you know, the skinny guy, the twig, you know, blah blah blah, and now I have this image like, you know, I want to be the more, I guess you could say I want to be the more toned guy, going to the gym. I want to, like, for me, I want to make myself look better. Mm-hmm. But at the same time that I'm like, well, why am I doing this? Because the only reason I'm doing it is because I want everyone else to be impressed.
You know what? Okay.
But
I want to interrupt you really. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
I think I have a different perspective because I'm already in a secure relationship. I'm married, all of that. You've been married, you were there, and you're not there anymore. So in the dating world, it's 2023, man.
Yeah.
In this day and age, in this dating world, have you ever got any weird vibes from a chick where it's like, you think she doesn't like you because you're too thin, or whatever, you're 5'11", so like, did you have any fears that you're too short or something like that, bro?
I don't want to say that I had any fears when it came to like my weight or my height or anything like that. I really can't say it was any fears about image. It was more or less the fears of, that aspect of being a single father and having that weight on my shoulders. Pun intended, weight. Yeah. But a lot of people don't realize that this shit's not fucking easy. And people just think it's a fucking cakewalk to be a parent. Part of my problem is, I don't have that person that I can be comfortable with. I don't have that person that I can rely on, Doing this shit on your own is not fucking easy. And it can either go one of two ways. You can lose a shit ton of fucking weight because you're stressed the fuck out.
Oh, I'm sure, dude.
Or you can gain a shit ton of fucking weight because you're fucking
stress
depressed.
Eating, you're smoking, you're depressed, whatever it is.
But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and stand in the fucking mirror and tell myself, oh, this is sickening. I don't like the way I look. I don't care what my image looks like because the only fucking opinion that matters to me is my kids.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think your opinion should matter too.
My opinion, you're right. Your opinion does matter too. But at the same time, if I'm comfortable with the way I look on my own.
Well, then that's what. So I want to just kind of add on to that. I think that's the most important aspect, only because if you could stand in the mirror and say, I like who I see, that's going to have profound effects on your child.
Exactly.
In so many ways. And what their opinion on fat or skinny or tall or short has no semblance to them, because it's just, I see my hero, mom or dad, as comfortable with who they are, loving who they are, and I want to model that too. I think for me, it just comes down to just finding and altering my perspective to where I can feel comfortable with where I'm at, have goals, and still be an involved dad, a loving dad, a supportive dad, somebody that, a role model. I want to be the superhero that they have me painted out to be.
Yeah.
And I can't be that guy if I'm beating myself up.
Yep.
That for me, that's where it comes down. What it comes down to.
So all in all, in a sense, basically, when it comes down to the whole dad bod thing, listen, man, you got a dad bod, rock that shit.
Dude, health standards as well as expectations are always going to be subjected to everybody.
Exactly, and if you are comfortable with the way you are, roll with it, man.
Exactly.
Don't let someone try and get down and under your skin. It's not worth it.
Something's wrong with them, not you, man. Something's wrong with them, man. It's that poopy time for some situations, bro.
It sure is. The first one is by Kobe and Spicy One in the United States in 2009. Today, my girlfriend reached into my pocket to get my keys so she could get something out of my car. When she yanked them out, the condom that we just used flew up into the air, and landed on the floor in front of her entire family.
No, you know what? You deserve that one, bro. Who sticks a... Oh, God. I am not sticking a used thing in my pocket, bro. Get out of here, man. There's trash cans.
Flush that bitch.
There's a trash can next to the toilet. Just throw it in the toilet, trash can.
Yeah, throw it in the toilet and flush it.
God, man.
And the next one is... I fucked in New Zealand in 2011. It says, today I annoyed my friend by texting him meow over and over at random times of the day because when he's drunk, he meows in his sleep.
What the fuck?
Apparently, a great way to get back at me was to tell my parents I wasn't a virgin and that I got high on Wednesday. Wow. He had pictures to prove it all for both.
Okay, you know what? You deserve that one. You deserve that one.
And the last one, by no name in the United States in 2009. Today, my mom decided to give me relationship advice. She told me the key to a happy, successful relationship was letting your man explore all your orifices. FML.
You deserve that one. Yeah, because she's right. She's right. Oh, God, man. Hopefully they don't see any of that on our fucking Facebook.
Yeah, it's time for our social media shout out.
Or our Instagram. Be sure your Instagram feed, bro.
Be sure to follow us on our social media. Facebook is /TheDadTapes. Instagram is @The Dad Tapes Podcast. Twitter is @The Dad Tapes. And we're on TikTok @Dad Tapes Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review of the show wherever you listen to podcasts. It truly helps the show.
You know, we're 33 tapes in, and you know, I think we should just like start to accept the fact
that nobody's gonna fucking rewind them.
No, and just we need to embrace it. I think we should just embrace it, and
maybe we should just start telling them not to. Maybe they will do it.
No, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work. I just think just be, you know what? Hey, if you guys want to rewind it, we would appreciate that. That's a nice thing to do. That's the courteous thing to do.
Nice gesture.
It's a very kind gesture. God damn.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fucking checking out, bro. Peace, guys.
Later.